I am not a financial advisor, and I never give financial advice on this channel. 100% of this content is for entertainment purposes only.
Don't hesitate, tell you right, I can relate.
Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. It's Lane here with ห์. I was just looking over the XRP charts and I saw something very interesting and I thought that I'd share it with you. So let's get to it. So I found something very interesting on the XRP charts. I'm going to get rid of a couple of these things here really quick, just to kind of make it a little bit easier to kind of pay attention to what we got going on here. But first off, pay attention to the Gaussian channel right here. Now look at this part here, this purple line. This is the 200-day moving average. Now the last time the 200-day moving average came down and the center line within the Gaussian channel actually crossed over this, we had a situation that looks a lot like what we're dealing with right now, where the price came up, came down for a second wave, up for a third, and then broke down. You can see where we're at right now is very similar to this. We popped up above the 200-day moving average in what looks to be a three-way move. 1, 2, 3. Now pay attention right here because the center line in the Gaussian channel is now crossing over the 200-day moving average, as you can see right here. So what happened as the price was trading up towards the top of the Gaussian channel in this particular pattern, which we're actually trading slightly above it, is the price crashed through here, crossing through the center line as well as the 200-day moving average. XRP broke down from this point right here, coming down to set this low right here, which is actually the pattern low, losing about 34% over the next 12 days. If you measure it from the bottom of the pattern where it failed off the Gaussian channel, at that point was about 31% over 10 days. So we want to keep an eye on this, because if this follows this pattern here, there is potential that we could see another big drop right here. So things that you want to watch for. You want to watch to see if the price falls back into the Gaussian channel. If it does, watch for it to cross the center line in the Gaussian channel as well as the 200-day moving average. And the point of no return would be if the price fell down to the bottom of this Gaussian channel right here and breaking through this fair value gap, we could see something similar to this right here happen once again, which would actually fit fairly well with this flash crash scenario, because if it went as deep as this, it could very well sweep the pattern low right here, coming down to this fair value gap, which is centered at about the 150 area, and it would be very likely that the price would end up somewhere in this orange box. Now we have kind of this strange situation because we're looking at this pattern right now, and we have an inverse head and shoulders pattern right here. With this neckline, we actually punched through it right here and got rejected off of it, and have been since consolidating down here for what looks like to me another run to try and break out of this neckline. But it's very interesting that we're seeing this pattern right here and right here look so similar. We came up, 2 down, 3 up. Once we broke through this, the 200-day moving average in the bottom, it was all she wrote. Price collapsed down, set the pattern low. Now we're in the same kind of a situation here. 2 down, 3 up, sitting here just above, crossing over right here on the center line, crossing over the 200-day moving average, which right here is where it crossed on this pattern. It wasn't long after that it broke through this and the collapse began. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens here. Are we going to see a situation where the price breaks out of this pattern, breaks above this neckline, and makes a run up here towards the upper trend line or the equilibrium line right here in the equilibrium zone? Or could something similar to this happen, to where it's pretty much topped out and the breakdown actually happens here, and the false breakout leg just wasn't near as spectacular as we thought, but the flash crash itself still has quite a bit of potential. So it could end up looking something like this, for example, which coming down lower to this area before that crash starts would even open up the opportunity, in my mind, of bringing this target even lower. Doesn't mean that it's going to happen that way, but it looks very likely. And at the same time, we could break out of this and make a run and get rejected up in this area before crashing. But I just think it's very strange that these two patterns are playing out almost identically. Even right here with this fair value gap, when it broke through the gap, we have a pertinent fair value gap for the pattern right here. That would be the very first thing to watch. Price falling down into the Gaussian channel and falling through and breaking through this fair value gap right here would be the first thing to watch for. Then crossing the center line, crossing the 200, possibly falling out of the Gaussian channel. If you see something similar to this repeating, especially in this area right here, there's a good chance it's going to repeat. It looks very, very interesting. Very, very similar. So I just wanted to show everybody that because I find it very interesting, and I think it gives us a couple opposing views of what we could see here. It gives us kind of a well-rounded perspective of the bullish as well as the potentially bearish side of how this could play out moving forward, because time is running out. And as we all know, the XRP breakout chart is telling us that the breakout will begin in the month of May and likely will last 2 to 4 months. But thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please do me a favor and hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps the channel, and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Don't hesitate.